Hello fellow screeners and welcome to Studio G. I'm going to walk through the steps involved in rating films for real shorts using the Google form and Film Freeway. So feel free to follow along. Here we go. First thing we're going to need to do is log into our Google account. As you note here, my email address is not a Google or Gmail address. When creating your Google account, you don't have to come up with a new one and have another password that you're trying to remember. Once you're signed in, we're going to want to go to Google Drive. In Google Drive, I find the easiest is off to the side here. Look for this button called Shared with Me, and in that you see I have several things that have been shared with me, but what I'm looking for is a 2016 Films Under Consideration folder, or 2017 or whatever year it happens to be. Within that, I'm looking for this Film Evaluation Instruction PDF. This is a fantastic document which contains all the instructions that I'm sharing with you here and more. So if you're ever stuck, this would be your first go-to place. In addition, I open this every time because it contains all the links we need. So the evaluation form is under links number 2 here. Click on that and just push that off to the side. For now, we're going to use that in a moment. The other link I'm looking for is just underneath where it's Watch and Evaluate Submissions, filmfreeway.com. Once logged into Film Freeway, the very first thing you're going to want to check and look at is up here in the corner that Submissions is underlined. That's always where I land when I log in, but we want to make sure we're under the Submissions button. And then we have kind of 5 checkboxes or 5 things to do to set up this page. They'll become second nature very, very quickly for you, but I always just like to think there's 5 things so I haven't missed anything. So I need to click Undecided, In Consideration, and No Flag. Then down here I've sorted the films according to those checkboxes. However, they're sorted in the wrong order with the most recent submission first, and we want the oldest submission. We want to be watching films kind of on a first come, first serve basis. So we're going to want to reverse this by clicking on Date. That's checkbox number 4, or step number 4. Now that that's reversed, I'll take the film right at the top, the very next one, and I will flag it as yellow. And Terry had a great idea to remember why it's yellow, and think of it as a yield sign. This will signal other screeners that I'm watching this film right now, so we don't double up at the exact same time. Over here on the title of the film is how I can click to watch the film, so I'll start to load that up. Now just before I do watch the film, I actually start using, and this is why I have the film evaluation form open off to the side, is I'll actually start to fill part of this in. So who you are, quick tip for that is start to type your name and just hit enter. Title of film, it's very important that this is copied exactly as it is from the submissions Film Freeway page. Oh boy, and it's quite the title here. Go to Mars, comma, eat soup and chili and so on. So that all has to be typed in exactly as it is. Just copy and paste it. You can copy it here and paste it right in the form. On a Mac it's Command C and Command V. On a PC it's going to be Control C, Control V. That easy. Whew, quite the title. And tracking number, as it says in the instructions, just the last 4 digits. And now I will watch the video. Just prior to doing that, a couple of things to be aware of. Some videos are password protected. Usually the password is located right here. Should you go to play a video and it not work, or you have a difficulty with the link, right now the browser I'm using is Safari. However, if your video isn't playing, it's recommended that you try another browser. Should you not be able to still get the video to work, we simply change this flag down here. We change it to black. And that's just to signify this isn't working. We will then look into all the black flags and try to figure out a way that that film will play so that film can still be evaluated and so on. But in this case, I'll still leave that as a yellow flag and that I'm in the middle of it. And I will watch my video and be back in 3 minutes, 56 seconds. Okay, welcome back. I just finished watching the film and now it's time to evaluate it. I'm going to pull up film evaluation instructions, and why I'm doing this is at the very bottom of this is the sort of paper version of the evaluation form, and I find this really helpful. in that when I'm going through the evaluation form on the side here, and under the story criteria, it asks about exposition or hook or inciting event. And if I don't recall what Terry's looking for under that category, there's a bit of cues off to the side here or descriptors, which I find really helpful. So just bear with me, please, as I click through and evaluate the film. Lastly, I'm going to choose a recommended score. Another comment is the comment box. Terry really does read those and encourages us to add a comment if you have anything to say. Whoa, 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 whoa. That is so not true. I need to pause it here just to say Terry does read these comments and needs these comments. Your recommendation score and your comments are the two most influential things that will determine what will happen next with this film. So please find a comment, have a comment. All right, now prior to clicking continue and to moving on from this page, we need to go back to our Film Freeway page, and we need to rate this film on the Film Freeway site as well, even though I'm not finished rating it on the Google Docs form. How we do that is we will scroll down, and what I'm looking for is a blue button, Rate This Project. And it will pull up a Film Freeway ratings page. For the most part, we don't use the Film Freeway criteria. We only use the overall rating and the recommendation scores below here. Everything is determined upon your recommendation score over on the Google Docs side. So I've rated it a 3, and we need to now translate that to a star and recommend score. Here's how that works. Our real short score, our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we need to translate it to a Film Freeway star rating first. To do that, we simply take our real short score and multiply it by 2. So simply a 1 becomes 2 stars, a 2 becomes 4 stars, 3, 6 stars, and so on. The one exception is a U becomes a 1 star, just because we can't multiply U by 2. Now we need to change or determine our recommend, don't recommend, or award-worthy score. And to do that, I simply use kind of a pass-fail rule of thumb. So for don't recommend, it's anything that I would consider a fail, or less than 50%. So less than 10 stars, that would be a U, 1, or a 2, receives a don't recommend. Now recommend is fine, it's a passable film, there's nothing real wrong with it, but it doesn't really shine. And that's the next two criteria, a 3 or a 3.5 receives a recommend. And lastly, if it's really good, if it's scored a 4 or a 5 on my real short score, which again is about 8 to 10 stars, or is exactly 8 to 10 stars, it is considered award worthy. Then from those recommend, don't recommend, or award worthy, right near the end we'll need to change the flag color as well, but I'll just show you that right now. And that is, if it's don't recommend, which is the red thumbs down, then we simply use a red flag. If it's recommend, green, green thumbs up. The award worthy is a little bit different in that we've already used a yellow flag as a yield, so we're going to use a orange flag, kind of representing the gold or award worthy in the trophy there. And that's how we change our real short score into Film Freeway scores. Again, I really want to remind you that all Film Freeway scores are based on that real shorts score that you assigned. From that, once again, I've clicked a 3, so I'm going to multiply that by 2, and that will give me a 6-star rating on the Film Freeway page. Because 6 is above half, it's a pass, so that receives a thumbs up, a recommend, but it's not really high in that 8 or 10 star. And I click Create Rating. To finish on the Film Freeway side, and how I do that is I simply need to change this flag here to green, matching my thumb up. So I see I've created the rating, I've given it a green thumbs up, so I need to change the flag to green. Now that that is done, I can go back to my Film Freeway, or sorry, my Google document side, and I can continue with the evaluation form. If you have any comments, questions, or need more information on the form, again, I would go back to this film evaluations PDF. Everything in this is defined. So if you're trying to determine a age rating or whether it's good for the school program, it's all described in this document. All right, lastly, I've finished my form and I will click continue. And one last button on this side is submit. And from the Google Doc side, that's it. That form is submitted. My evaluation is done. Best of luck on your viewing, and I hope you as well find that movie that you're able to share with all of us.